Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more English story. When I first started learning English, I felt like I was climbing a huge mountain. The words sounded strange, the grammar rules were confusing, and I often made mistakes. But over time, I realized that learning English wasn't just about studying. It was about believing in myself and finding the right ways to improve. The beginning. I grew up in a small village where most people spoke our local language. We only learned a little bit of English at school, but I didn't take it seriously. For me, English was just another subject, like math or history. One day, everything changed. I saw an English movie with subtitles, and I was amazed by how the characters spoke so smoothly. I want to speak like that, I told myself. That moment was the beginning of my English learning journey. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about what I had seen in the movie. The way the characters spoke, so effortlessly, so confidently, made me realize that speaking English wasn't just about knowing grammar rules or vocabulary. It was about communication, expressing ideas, and connecting with people from all over the world. The next day, I made a decision. I would learn English, not just as a subject in school, but as a skill I could use every day. I began watching more movies and shows in English, pausing to repeat the phrases, paying attention to the way the actors pronounced their words. Slowly, I started picking up new words and phrases. Sometimes, I didn't fully understand them, but I didn't give up. I also started to read books in English. First, they were simple ones, with easy vocabulary, but as my confidence grew, so did the difficulty of the books I chose. I would look up words I didn't know and try to understand their meanings from the context. It wasn't easy, but every new word felt like a small victory. I also practiced speaking every chance I got. I would talk to myself in English, practicing the sentences I had learned from movies or books. I didn't worry about making mistakes. I knew the more I spoke, the better I would get. Slowly, I started speaking with friends and family members who knew English, and they encouraged me. As the months went by, I could feel my skills improving. My vocabulary was expanding, and my confidence was growing. English no longer felt like just another subject. It had become a part of who I was. It was no longer about just learning the language. It was about using it to explore new ideas, connect with people, and see the world in a different way. The challenges. First, learning English was very hard. I didn't know where to start. When I tried to speak, I forgot words or said them wrong. People laughed sometimes, and it made me feel embarrassed. But I didn't give up. I told myself, mistakes are part of learning. It's okay to sound silly. I started practicing more and more, even if I felt nervous. Finding my way, I decided to make learning English fun. Here's what I did. Watching movies and shows. I watched my favorite movies in English with subtitles. First, I didn't understand much, but I kept trying. Slowly, I started recognizing words and phrases. Listening to music. I listened to English songs and sang along. This helped me with pronunciation and made learning enjoyable. Speaking with friends. I found a group of friends who were also learning English. We practiced together, correcting each other and learning new words. Keeping a journal. I started writing a few sentences in English every day. It was simple at first, like, today is sunny. But over time, my sentences became longer and better. The breakthrough. One day, I had to speak English with a tourist who came to our village. First, I was nervous, but I tried my best. The tourist smiled and said, "Your English is good." That small compliment gave me so much confidence. I realized that even if my English wasn't perfect, I could still communicate. From that day on, I felt more confident speaking, listening, and even writing in English. Why it matters. Learning English has opened many doors for me. It has allowed me to explore new worlds through books, connect with people from different countries, and enjoy movies and shows in their original form. English has become a tool that helps me communicate with a wider range of people and access more opportunities in both my studies and work. But beyond just practical benefits, learning English has taught me important life lessons. It has helped me develop patience because I've learned that mastery takes time. It has taught me persistence. There were many moments when I wanted to give up, but I kept going, and that made all the difference. Most importantly, learning English has shown me the value of believing in myself. When I first started, I doubted my ability to succeed. But with hard work and a positive attitude, I realized that I could achieve my goals. Now, I see English not just as a language, but as a symbol of growth, resilience, and the power of believing in yourself. My advice: if you're learning English, don't be afraid of making mistakes. Every mistake is a step forward. Find ways to enjoy the process. Watch, listen, speak, and write as much as you can. And remember, learning a language takes time, but every small effort adds up. Now, when I look back, I smile. The journey wasn't easy, but it was worth it. English is not just a language for me. It's a bridge to new opportunities and a tool to connect with the world. Learning English taught me something important. Persistence matters more than perfection. First, I felt frustrated when I couldn't understand everything or when I made mistakes. But over time, I learned that mistakes were just a natural part of the learning process. The key was to keep going, no matter how difficult it seemed. If you're learning English, don't let fear hold you back. Speak as much as you can. Even if you make mistakes, The more you practice, the more you'll improve. Listen to English songs, podcasts, and movies. Try reading books, newspapers, or even social media posts in English. Surround yourself with the language and make it a part of your daily life. Be patient with yourself. Learning a language is a journey, not a race. It takes time. But every effort you make is building your skills. The small steps, watching a video in English, reading a short story, or writing a few sentences every day, will add up and lead you to big progress. Now, when I speak English, I don't just see it as a skill. It's a way to open doors, to explore new cultures, and to communicate with people from all walks of life. It's an opportunity to connect, to learn, and to grow. And it all started with that one moment when I decided to take the first step. So, if you're on the same journey, remember that every effort counts, and you're capable of achieving more than you think. Keep going, and soon, you'll look back with pride at how far you've come. I'm so glad you spent this time with me. If you like the story, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Take care, and see you next time.